Okay, I just wanted to go over what I think the hydrogen atom actually is made out of. Like this is the diagram right here that they say that the orbits of electrons can be. They can only be one of these few orbits. And I don't really see. I don't agree with that, and I'm not going to go into why I don't agree with it. But this is more explaining more in a physical content of what exactly is going on. You have these hydrogen gas that is glowing, and you're sending it through a narrow slit, and then through a piece of glass that makes all the light rays go in one single direction, and you can make it out in this narrow slit of light, and then you take that slit and you stretch it out, and you get these four colors. So hydrogen gas is actually made up of these four colors all mixed together at the same time. And what I believe is that that's what hydrogen is. It's a atom that has four particles orbiting it at these four distances. And when you send and it's not just four electrons each. There can be many more electrons in these orbits. There can be a lot more than one. If there's It doesn't make any sense for there be to just be one, and the one particle is glowing, and we see these four uh, lines from glowing gas like that. It seems like the more electron current you'd put through this, the brighter these four colors would glow. So that means, I'm guessing, you're putting more electrons into each orbit, and you make them glow brighter. So when you apply electrical current to hydrogen gas, and you get the gas to glow brighter, you're actually just feeding electrons into these four orbits, causing those orbits to get more electrons in them and causing them to emit more light. So that's the way I look at how atoms are actually structured. That this is a orbital distance, this is an orbital distance, this is an orbital distance, and this is an orbital distance for electrons to be at for hydrogen. And you can have more than one in any of these orbits, but they can only be in these orbits. If there's an unbalance of electrons in one orbit, then they'll be pushed to the next one, discharging itself with some photons. And photons I don't believe is a particle either. It's more like an emission. It's light that's coming from glowing particles is what a photon is. It's not a particle that's flying out into space from a particle. It's a electromagnetic wave that's being emitted from a glowing particle, and that's what these lines are. They're four electron orbits of hydrogen that are glowing. Those electrons are glowing, and they're emitting colors in these four orbits and causing the hydrogen to glow with these colors mixed together as one, because when you overlap these colors together, you get the color of glowing hydrogen. So it makes more sense that that's how the structure of the atom would be than following their weird looking chart here that has very, very limited structure to it. If you look at it the way I look at it, you're seeing you can have a potentially limitless amount of electrons in these orbits. You can just keep feeding more electrical current into it, and each one of the distances in the electromagnetic spectrum, each one of the wavelengths is an actual orbit distance for an electron to be around an atom. So that leaves that's a lot more orbits than this. Like the whole electromagnetic spectrum would be, all these are different orbits. 1 nanometer, 2 nanometers, all those are different orbits. And that would make for a lot more complexity of light and glowing particles than what they're showing here in these examples.